Alrighty people, welcome to Bitcoiners VTV, aka It's Just Bitcoin. Just got another breaking news flash for you, and this time it is about Coinbase. This is an article from CoinGeek. It says Coinbase fails to alert investors, SEC of potential Craig Wright legal action. So before we go through this article, we'll just have a quick read of this post here that Craig's put in the Meta ICU. So he said here, there is a way out for Coinbase. If they negotiate a license, as in like list Bitcoin BSV included in that, they get to exist. If not, we obliterate them. Material event, why? The suit against Coinbase will exceed the market value at the all-time high, that of all directors and officers, and still not be paid. I can be fair, but it is very limited time offer. Oh, they better be paying attention. They better be paying attention. And by the way, the license fee will just make it not worth their while not listing it anyway. So, yeah, he's got them by the short and curly, strapped over a barrel if you like. But let's get into this article then. Here we go. So by Stephen Stadbrook, cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, Nasdaq listed coin, may have violated public securities rules by failing to warn investors of potential legal action filed by Bitcoin creator Dr. Craig Wright. The exchange made a direct listing on the Nasdaq exchange in April, briefly soaring to nearly $429 before closing out its first day of trading at $381 per share. Within a month, the stock tumbled to $224, but began regaining lost ground this autumn, thanks to Crypto Tether's fueled pumping, topping $357 on Tuesday. Again, we've seen all the top bods like Brian Armstrong just simply cashing out. It was a massive exit scam on their behalf, in my opinion. However, the shares slipped 8% to $328.60 on Wednesday, following a less than stellar Q3 earnings report. Revenue was about 1 quarter shy of analyst estimates, while profits fell nearly 3 quarters to $406 million. The cryptocurrency exchange stressed that things have picked up in Q4 as the BTC token's artificially inflated value lured customers back and the exchange hopped on the NFT bandwagon. BTC accounted for 19% of Coinbase's Q3 trading volume, down from 32% in Q3 2022, reflecting the ongoing public fascination with a host of meme coins. BTC also accounted for slightly more than 1/5 of Coinbase's Q3 transaction revenue, a not insignificant slice of the pie that the company isn't eager to see go away anytime soon. And what's this foreshadowing alert? Yeah, absolutely. Mailman. Missing from Q3 report on the ensuing earnings call was any mention of the 2 letters Coinbase Global Incorporated was sent at the end of October by solicitors working on behalf of Dr. Wright and the individual behind Satoshi Nakamoto's pseudonym, credited with authoring the Bitcoin white paper released in 2008. The letters put Coinbase on notice that Wright assigned his intellectual property rights to both the Bitcoin name and the Bitcoin blockchain database to Wright International Investments, WLL, in 2009. Wright says the name Bitcoin now applies solely to the Bitcoin Satoshi Vision BSV protocol, and the letters go on to state that Wright International Investments intends to protect and enforce its rights to these intellectual properties. It's worth noting that an independent research report by MNP, a top 5 Canadian consulting firm, underscores why only BSV represents Satoshi's vision for Bitcoin and only BSV runs on the original Bitcoin protocol. Coinbase has yet to publicly acknowledge receipt of these letters. There was no mention of them in the Q3 earnings report, no reference made in the analyst call, and crucially, no formal 8K filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission SEC, which requires listing companies to issue notices of unscheduled material events or corporate changes that could result in significant impact to shareholders. This interesting omission was noted by Dr. Wright on Slack channel, along with a warning that Coinbase was opening themselves to a class action lawsuit and leaving the directors and company officers personally liable for damages. Oof. Wright further warned that the failure to report a material event of this size is a felony offence and could result in the SEC taking action that might include Coinbase's delisting from the Nasdaq. Whoa. Coinbase is a founding member of the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, a cabal of BTC backers that initiated proceedings in the UK High Court in April aimed at undermining Wright's claim to authorship of the Bitcoin white paper. So meeting Wright in court or threatening to, at least, should be old hat by now. Wright's ongoing civil suit, aka the Satoshi case in Florida, with the brother of his late friend and colleague Dave Kleiman as another legal front that Coinbase is monitoring with more than a little unease. The whole premise of Ira Kleiman's case is that Wright is Satoshi, and Coinbase's Nasdaq prospectus cites public confirmation of Satoshi's true identity, and potential movement of the 1.1 million BTC Satoshi is believed to control as a major risk factor that could let some of the air out of Coinbase's balloon. Putting the lout in sellout. While its related 8K was nowhere to be found, Coinbase did make 9 SEC filings since the letters were sent, 7 of which related to directors and senior staff selling shares in the company since the calendar flipped over to November. As certain options are vested, Chief Product Officer Surijo Chatterjee sold a total of 60,000 shares worth around $20.7 million. Exit scam. While Chief Legal Officer Paul Gruel of the infamous Our In-House Securities on Securities blog post sold comparatively paltry 10,900 shares worth $3.8 million. Another exit scam. Both execs have been among Coinbase's most avid sellers since the Nasdaq debut, with Gruel unloading over $60 million worth of shares, while Chatterjee sold a whopping $154 million. Massive paydays for these scammers. Massive. They've just done a classic rug pull. That's it. That's exit scam. But it was Coinbase co-founder Fred Ersham who claimed the early lead in the November fire sale, having dumped around $99 million worth of stock since the month began. Ersham's post listing tally is now over $400 million, well ahead of the $229 million sold by co-founder CEO Brian Armstrong. On Tuesday's analyst call, Armstrong continued to display his traditional inability to read the regulatory room, declaring at one point that it's going to become politically unpopular to ever tax crypto. That is a really stupid comment to make. This week's insider sales could reflect a desire to take advantage of a temporary dump in the company's stock, or it could be a reaction to other forces that until today remain unknown to the great unwashed masses of rank and file investors. The answer to that riddle may yet prove, as Dr. Wright observed, interesting. Check out all of CoinGeek's special reports on the Climber vs. Wright YouTube playlist. Absolutely amazing. Good grief. I love this space, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. So I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.